This is the reading for Sagittarius. 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 That's how the song goes, right? From the musical Hair. Guys, I know it's not, but seriously, why is the age of Aquarius the only one that gets a song? I think Sagittarius' song would be more spicy. You know, it's very Katniss Everdeen energy. Thinking of archers here. It would be like, I don't know what it would be like. Sagittarius, okay, what the heck are we talking about right now? This is your March tarot reading. I am so ecstatic that you're here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for just being my friend. And thanks for letting me read your tarot cards and for allowing me to hold precious space for you and your present challenges and strengths and gifts and destinies, hopes and dreams. It is a task I do not take lightly, and I feel honored that I get to do it and that I get to connect with you here in this way. If you haven't liked or subscribed, I would just be so grateful if you would do that. Truly, I would. Oh God, I gotta drink water. I don't even know what I would do. I need to cool down. Rest assured, it would be very good. So please consider it. If you have an intention to set, a question to ask, something you're curious about in your life, a dream, a challenge, a person, please think about that now as I tune in with spirit and shuffle. Let's do this. Sagittarius, this is cool. So we got the Four of Pentacles, we got the Four of Swords, and we got the High Priestess, which is a 2, 4-4-2. I don't normally think of this Four of Pentacles card this way, but being paired with these other cards, it makes me think of the need right now for personal security, or at least, he knows, or at least your perception and thoughts around personal security. How that is very, very important important for you right now. I think some of you lately have been feeling a lot of mental activity surrounding your personal security, your need for material comforts and stability, really conflating, and maybe rightly so, your sense of stability with worldly securities, worldly comforts, earthly comforts. Whether that be money or possessions or your literal house, your literal roof over your head. There's been a lot of mental activity around that and a lot of pushing for taking care of your basic needs, having these basic needs be met, even at the cost sometimes of excluding others or at prioritizing your own needs over others, which might feel really difficult. The problem with that, the Four of Pentacles, is like we can get very lost in doing this. We can get very obsessive about this. And no matter what we do, no matter how much we think, no matter how many problems we try to solve in here to create that security, our back is always exposed. Our back is always vulnerable. Living life makes you vulnerable. If you are breathing, you will always be partially vulnerable. to have a true sense of security exists here more than it does here. And to have the Four of Swords here, which is like saying, hey, take a mental break. Take a mental rest. It's like just this important reminder. The truck agrees. It's an important reminder that security doesn't really come from these external things. And to a certain degree, we need to check off those basic needs, make sure those basic needs are being met in order to realize that in the first place, in order to even realize that that doesn't necessarily solve all our problems, that there is always going to be a mental component if we really want to achieve 100% peace and 100% security, despite always having vulnerabilities that we can't control, that are out of our control. Taking a rest, Sagittarius, putting your mind to bed for a little bit, so that you don't, you can stop solving that problem, or at least putting to bed the worry about that, the worry surrounding security, is really important for you right now. I'm getting that there's a degree of selfishness. We get selfishness with this card, Four of Pentacles. There's a degree of selfishness that you need to exercise right now. That you need to act upon. And I say selfishness, but really it's self-centeredness. And that's not bad to put yourself at the center sometimes. In fact, it's responsible to put yourself at the center sometimes. It's almost like what I'm hearing is you need to center yourself. Wow. You need to center yourself. And centering yourself means being self-centered. Being self-centered now means centering yourself. And that means closing yourself off to what other people think about it, to other people's needs, allowing yourself to just take care of yourself and then rest. Almost to seal that in. To prevent things flooding out of you, all the things that you've taken care of within yourself, all the things you've created in yourself, the sense of security. When you meditate on that, when you create that peace, that sense of security within yourself, it's like you got to seal it off so it doesn't just flood out of yourself by outside influence. Or that other people don't prey on that. Don't prey on that sense of security in you. I'm getting this is largely about setting boundaries regarding centering yourself and being self-centered and the relationship between that. What this leads to, if you're able to really explore these boundaries, Sagittarius, and you're able to put to rest what needs to be put to rest, you're able to rest your mind, your thoughts, you're able to cultivate peace. A sense of peace, a sense of rest, as really the most crucial step in creating a sense of security and stability. As you work on that, all that will do for you, Sagittarius, is strengthen your relationship with your inner knowing, with your deepest wisdom, with your intuition. Because that intuition is blocked off right now because you are too focused on this plane. You're too focused on getting security, stability in this 3D world right now. And when we are too focused on that, it usually indicates a lack of trust in the unseen. When we're too focused on the seen world, what we can see with our own eyes in providing us security and stability, when we're too focused on that, unblinkingly focused on that, it usually indicates an imbalance between focusing on the seen and focusing on the unseen, or trusting the unseen, rather. There's a lack of trust happening for you with the unseen. And the trust in the unseen, the trust in the security that comes from things beyond this world, beyond possessions, beyond money. Trust in the divine, faith, whatever you want to call that. That is what ultimately makes us feel secure. That's what ultimately gives us stability. Not heightened focus on the world around us. To a certain degree, we need that to center ourselves. It plateaus at a certain point, always leaving our backs exposed. How do we protect ourselves from behind? We do that with faith. We do that with the unseen. The high priestess has a veil. She has the veil of mystery behind her back. And she sits tall. She is not afraid. She is calm, relaxed in this position, knowing that what is behind her back, what could get her from behind, yeah, it's an unknown, it's uncertain, it's mystery for sure. But she trusts in it. She trusts that no matter what gets her in the back, it has her back. And this is a shift for you, Sagittarius, a deepening of faith. From being the Four of Pentacles to being the High Priestess. Something in March is transforming you in this way. And that something really is you. That something really is your subconscious, and welcoming in the subconscious, welcoming in the deep wisdom, the inner knowing that comes from rest, that comes from passivity, that comes from stopping trying to solve this, stopping trying to interfere with all the tools that we have in front of us to create that stability, to create that security. This mental clarity, intuition, security, trust, it comes from stopping that at a certain degree. So where is that line for you, Sagittarius? Where do you stop actively doing things to center yourself and then go inward to center yourself the rest of the way? Where is that line for you? That's what you're determining in March. So this is very cool. A big part of this, Sagittarius, and this is a tough message to receive, but a big part of this just comes from you putting to sleep, maybe for good, beliefs that you have about where security and stability come from. Because right now it's coming from the place of having to have everything figured out, understood in a very logical, rational way in order to make you feel safe, to make you feel secure and stable. The High Priestess comes in to really disrupt that. To say trust is not dependent on knowing anything. You can trust while knowing nothing. You can still choose to maintain a state of security, stability, and peace, and know much less than someone else who's still working very hard to get a sense of stability, security, and peace through very tangible, physical, measurable, quantifiable ways. You don't need to understand the how. You don't need to understand everything or make sense of it rationally in order to feel safe. And if you find yourself doing that, in order to feel secure, in order to achieve security, comfort, stability. That's what needs to be stopped. That's what needs to be put to rest. Because there is always going to be mystery, always going to be vulnerability on your back. There's always going to be mystery that can be unraveled, but the more you unravel it, the more mystery comes your way. There is a mysterious nature of life that isn't meant to be solved, because part of life is accepting the mysterious nature of it. And when we can learn to trust ourselves, to trust our inner knowing, deep wisdom that goes beyond rationality, beyond logical thought, that goes beyond what's measurable in our physical world, and be stable and secure with that, I was going to say in spite of it, but it's even a step up, making it not in spite of it, but being secure while embracing that. That's when we're really winning some spiritual games there. And I think that can happen for you in March, Sagittarius, if you're able to, again, put to rest what needs to be put to rest. Find rest, find peace, stop yourself, pause here, and go inward. Maybe at the times when it's hardest to do that. I hope that was insightful, enlightening, helpful, supportive, strengthening, encouraging. You are very powerful, Sagittarius. You are this high priestess. You have this undeniable connection, this cord to the divine that nobody else can see. You can't even see it. You feel your way to it. And the more you're able to work that connection, strengthen that connection like a muscle, the more peace, security, stability you experience in your own life, no matter how much physical uncertainty is around you. No matter how much money you have, how many possessions you own, how many assets you have, what job you have. I love you. I would love to hear in the comments what this reading meant for you specifically, the details of your life. If you feel so open enough to share, I would so welcome it. I would be so grateful. So please feel free to do so. It'll warm my heart to hear from you. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. And I'm grateful for you, Sagittarius. I'm so happy that you're a part of this community, this growing community. Please share this channel with anyone who you think would appreciate it. And I wish you love and light onward in your journey this month. I'll see you next time.